folks. Thanks for joining me today. Now, as you can hear by my voice, I am battling a cold, but we also had our first snowfall, so I guess it kind of comes par with the course. And just bear with me. I'm doing the best that I can. So today we're painting on a stone that I created from the molds that I received from the Happy Dotting Company. There is a link in the description below if you would like to purchase your own. I love these because they're perfect circles, which Mother Nature doesn't provide, but they also come with a little bump in the very, very center, so you don't have to worry about trying to find your center. But in this particular rock, I'm going to need that center because we are doing a peace sign. So now you would have seen just magically three lines appear, and that's because I forgot to press record when I drew those on. But basically, what I did was I drew from the top straight down to the dot in the middle, and then I drew two lines that go on either side, uh, using that center dot as my guide. And then I made that the width of the peace sign is going to be 1/4 of an inch. So I measured 1/4 of an inch, and now I'm just going to paint it black. So I used the same black, it's from DecoArt, as my base coat, and then I painted on and then sponged out the white because I wanted the brushstrokes to disappear. And I will eventually go and repaint the white because you can still see some of the black coming through. So I will repaint it again. So I have a nice solid background. And we're going to do something new today. I've never done it before, and I thought I would give it a try. We're going to make paint splats. So you know when you drip paint and it's hits something and then it splatters? Well, we're going to do that, but we're going to do it intentionally. So what I used was one of my dotting tools. It's not one that I received from the dotting company, um, or sorry, the dotting center, but it is one that I've had that I like to use for when I'm making the really big dots. And you can get them just about anywhere. I've seen them on Amazon, I've seen them on Etsy, I've seen them on Temu, I've seen them everywhere. So you can buy these just about anywhere that sells dotting tools. So, but anyway, so I did that, and then I used a paintbrush, a really small paintbrush, and I added dots going around it, and then I just dragged the paint that was in that dot, the big dot, and I dragged it out so that they met those circles. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding extra little drips or big splatters of paint all around the original big splatter. And we're going to do 4 different colors. So you're going to get to see this 4 times. So I did blue. I am now doing vivid violet. These two colors were they were very thin paint. So they worked really, really well, and I was very impressed with how well I was able to maneuver the paint. But I also tried, again, this is like total experiment time for me, and I thought I would share with you my findings and the differences of it. So these were very thin paints, so they were easy to manipulate, easy for me to drag. They dried flat. They were nice, beautiful, wonderful paints. Then the next two colors that I use, and you'll see that very soon, are Moon Yellow and Happy Green, and they are from FolkArt. Now they're more of a heavy body than these ones, and I found them a little bit more difficult to manipulate to be able to make it look like a paint splatter. I did do it. but not without difficulty. So you'll see what I'm talking about very, very shortly. But I'm just going to finish up this one. I wanted it to look like it hit something and really splattered onto one side more so than the other. Um, and I want to also make this look like the peace sign is sitting on top of the paint splatters. So I'm trying to incorporate different colors. Like so, for example, you'll see a little bit later, and maybe I'm jumping ahead too quick, but I do put some of these colors into the other sections of the different parts of the peace sign. So here is the moon yellow, and it's very, very thick. You can see I've got that point right in the middle there, and it stands up. And so it is a much more heavy body. And I try to sort of get it to lay flat and be able to drag this paint out. And it was difficult. So if you are going to do this and you're going to use heavy body paint or thicker paint, I suggest to give it a drop or two of water, or you can use any paint thinner medium. I know that DecoArt and FolkArt both have pouring mediums that you can put into it. You can even just use water. There's lots of products out there. Maybe I'll do this again and I will try that with using those as my thinners so I can show that to you as well. So anyways, I did have difficulties with them. So learn from my mistakes. Go with your thinner paints. They're easily manipulated where these ones are not. But I did get the effect that I wanted. So in the end, didn't matter how much I struggled, I still got what I wanted. So, and I wanted these paint splats to look different. So that's why I'm doing this. And now I'm doing what I had just talked about, where I'm putting that extra paint into the other color or the other section of the peace sign, because I really wanted to show that the paint was actually like this was something done before the peace sign was put on there. So I basically wanted to, I guess the symbolic meaning behind this was I wanted to show that even though there's chaos going on, you can always find the peace in it. And that's why I went with paint splats, because usually when there's a paint splat, it's not something that makes you happy because now you've got to clean it up, or maybe it's messed up your painting that you're working on. It doesn't bring happiness. At least it doesn't in my world, except for today when I'm painting this in on purpose. But to know that through all chaos, there's always peace, and you just have to find it. And that's what this rock is symbolizing to me. That's why I wanted to do it this way. Let me know if you get that feeling from it as well. It's, you know, I, my world has been absolutely crazy, especially with having this cold, trying to get ready for art shows and craft shows. I mean, 'tis the season, right? And Christmas is coming, and then Canada Post has gone on strike, so nothing is moving in the way of deliveries. So it's just been, very chaotic and very upsetting in some parts of my life. But I always sit back and I find peace somewhere. Anyways, so if you like this, make sure you give me the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I've noticed that when I look at my analytics, that more than half of you that are watching are not subscribed. So just think about if you did subscribe, then you would get all sorts of my content. And especially if you ring the bell, because that bell's going to let you know when I post something new. So I really urge you to please subscribe, and ring that bell. Anyhow, so here I'm just adding more of the colors so that they sort of mingle with each other. So each side of it has these wonderful paint blobs. And then what I'm doing is I'm adding a little bit of white onto each one of those blobs because if you noticed a little bit a while ago, my light was shining on the paint when it was wet and it looked shiny. And that's what I wanted it to look like. So that's why I'm adding these little white, sort of little tiny micro dots, and I'm doing swipes on the bigger blobs. This is just to give that illusion that the paint is wet and just to make it sort of, look really cool. Now the green one here and the white one, I had a hard time doing my swipes because it was a bit bumpy because the paint was a heavy body paint, and I did make it work. But and once it's resined, I'll be honest with you, you can't see those bumps. But while I'm painting it, it was a little bit troublesome. So just learn from my mistakes. You'll also notice too that I'm not spinning this. I want all the light sources to be coming from the same direction. So I felt that if I spun it on my Lazy Susan, I would lose that direction. So I kept it still and just put my light bloops and dots on there so that all the light source was coming from the same direction. That's just a little tip and trick for me. So now I'm going back in with my black and I'm really sharpening up those black lines because I had a lot of my paint swoops sort of go over top of them and I'm just cleaning it up. So I'm doing this and then I will let this dry and then I'm going to outline it in gold. So I use Glorious Gold, and the Glorious Gold, as you know, is my fave. I use it on anything that I use gold on. This is my go-to gold and I've got quite a few bottles of it because I like to buy it when it's on sale. You never want to run out of your favorite, right? But that's totally up to you. You can actually, let me suggest that maybe these colors are not the colors that you want. Maybe you want to do all like one color, so it's like a bunch of blobs of paint that is dripped off of your paintbrush. Go ahead and do that. I'd be really interested to see what you come up with. And the best way to do that is to head on over to my Facebook page, join my Facebook group there. The link is in the description. And you can post any of your finished products there. I would love to see what you finished and post it over there because it's just amazing that to me, it is probably the best compliment I can get is someone else that is painting along with me and doing the same techniques or making the same painting. All that I ask that is if you make these paintings and you decide that you want to sell them, just maybe give me a little mention because that's what I'm here for, is to give you the inspiration and to give you some ideas and things like that. But just give me that little plug in, if you will, to say that you got this information or they got this idea from Northern Pieces. So yeah, I'm just cleaning it up. I also add some sparkle varnish on the inside of the peace sign. Oh, there, I'm doing it now. So I just put that on and it just gives those paint blobs that just little extra bit of shine to it. And because it's got glitter in it, once it's resined and you move it in the light, oh, it glitters so pretty. And don't be chintzy on this stuff. I mean, the more you put on, the more sparkle you get. So I'm never chintzy with this stuff. I absolutely love it. I'd say that this one is my favorite, unless I'm using my Dragonfly glaze, and that stuff is also just amazing. And make sure you have some, at least one of them in your stash, because when you resin this stuff, oh my goodness, I'm telling you, just wait to the end of the video when I show you the photos of it. They're absolutely beautiful. Let me know too in the comments if maybe when I do these glitter rocks, if maybe you want to see a short video at the end of it moving so that I can show you the differences on how it glitters, and if you're using like hologram glitter or if you're using just regular glitter. Um, I can do a video at the end, and I can move it so that you can see how it shifts in the light. But let me know in the description below. Is everybody ready for Christmas? I mean, it's less than a month away. I hate to be the one to say it, but less than a month away. I've already started getting stuff ready to get wrapped, and I've got my Christmas lights up, and having the first snowfall, I think, has really started the Christmas spirit for me, as well as I have been busy painting like crazy to get prepared for the 12 days of Christmas, which will be starting shortly. So make sure you tune in for that. We're going to be doing different ornaments this year and different designs on ornaments. I'm using wooden ornaments as well as glass and plastic. And those will be baubles. Um, and then I might throw in maybe some rocks in there. I'm not sure. But I really hope you do tune in for that and keep your eyes open for that. Ringing the bell. It's very, very important if you ring that bell. So I will be busy getting those ready for you. Some are already finished and are just waiting to be posted. So I've had a lot of fun coming up with designs and different things to paint on there. So make sure you stay tuned for that. So I'm just finishing up here. I know my gold paint here is a little bit wonky and thick in areas and thinner in other areas. So I'm just going in with my black paint again, and I'm just thinning out those thick areas to make it all nice and even. And I'm not going to do anything inside the peace sign. I'm just going to leave it the way it is, having it nice and black. And I think that it really, really stands out. Maybe the next one that I do, I've thought of doing flowers in behind it and maybe putting the glitter on the inside of the peace sign. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Maybe you've got some ideas that maybe you'd like to see me try, and I'll throw it into the peace sign. Anyways, so I'm going to finish cleaning this up, let it dry for 24 hours, and then I give it a coat or two of resin. So there you have it, folks. Life is what you make it. So get creative.